There are literally thousands and thousands of ways for you to engage better at people. But all of them are just too long, too difficult to understand, or just aren't useful at all. This is why I made this video as an engaging 101 to show you that engaging better with people isn't hard. Every time when people tell me that they can't engage better at people, usually they are missing 1, 2, or 3 of these elements. The first element is by far the most important, but also the most overlooked. And if you do that correctly, people are already 70% engaged with you. I remember when I first joined a networking event, I wait until when I saw there is the opportunity for me to jump in, I jump in right away. And I come up with some random, non-related topic. And everyone would just stood there and look at me like, what is this guy doing? And I remember one of them even said right to my face and said, hey dude, you are totally out of topic. And it was just so embarrassing. It's not just about what you want to say, but what the other people want to listen to. You might be saying all the right thing in your mind, but does it even relevant to the person that you are talking to? So here's the first step. Know your audience and come up with a topic that is relevant to them. And here's what I mean. If you are talking to a group of young, aspiring entrepreneurs, don't talk about retirement. Talk about the 5 mistakes I made when I was a 29 years old entrepreneur, or the dark side of being a young entrepreneur. And that is how you keep people engaged. But most people, after they come up with a relevant topic, there's always one thing that they completely neglected, when in reality it should be one of the most important things that you must pay attention to. You see, people are bombarded with a lot of different conversations throughout their entire day. And if what you want to say doesn't stand out from the crowd, people are just not going to engage with you. So that is why you want to very focus on your tonality. I cannot stress this enough because your tonality decides how far the conversation will go. Now, while you are watching this, you might be thinking, tonality isn't that big deal, right? But you need to realize that if your tonality is kind of monotonous, no one is going to be interested in what you are going to say. Now imagine if I were to start this video by saying something like this. If you find yourself talking and people just don't engage with you, chances are you have missed out 1 out of these 3 elements. And today, I will be revealing it to you. Oh, come on, that's so bored. I bet you wouldn't want to listen to that. Now, on the flip side, if you are overly excited all the time, it might come across quite overwhelming to the others as well. If you are trying to emphasize on something very important, slow down and lower down your tone, just like this. And of course, if you want to express your excitement like what I do right now, try to increase your tone. You just got to practice it to find the balance. Now, the next key that I'm about to share with you is probably the most disregarded key of all of them. And yet, it is the one that drives the most results. Yes, you've got a relevant topic and you are able to play around with your tonality. But to really engage with people, you need to get people to be interested in what you want to say. And that comes down to the use of body language. Body language is by far what I spend the most time practicing on. And when it's done properly, it makes engaging with people so much easier. Because body language helps you to paint a picture of what you are describing. So really, what makes a good body language? Now let's do a quick comparison and you tell me what are the differences. I was walking in a jungle and I saw a huge wild boar. My mind went blank and I literally just stood there with both of my hands shaking. Now, what about this? I was walking in the jungle that day and I saw a huge wild boar. My mind went blank and I literally just stood there with both of my hands shaking. Can you see how simply by this hand gesture, it immediately helps the audience to paint a picture? Communication isn't just about what you say, but it is also about what you do with your body parts. Now, knowing all these keys to engage with people is one thing, but how do you even start? Watch this video now to learn how you can start to get better at talking to people. I'll see you there.